And like Jason said, field position is going to play a part in the role. Hopefully, City High can come out here right off the bat, puts Cedar Rapids, Washington 3 plays and out, and win the field position battle for this first quarter.
Well, we've asked them both to play the role of soothsayer. We'll see if those predictions come true here. City will be kicking off to start the game, standing deep for Cedar Rapids, Washington. 2 very dangerous return men. It will be Adrian Arrington up the far sideline. Tries to get behind his wedge. He's out to the 20, and he goes no farther as City's kick coverage very good, and he will be dropped at the 20. It will bring up first down and 10 on the first drive of the evening. We'll see if Cedar Rapids, Washington can establish that strong ground game.
Well, the officials should keep busy tonight, Brent, getting that ball in and out of there and getting it wiped off and trying to keep it, free of mud and water.
Warren Seuss, all 6'4", 190 pounds of him, the junior quarterback lining up behind center. Coming out with 2 tight ends. Collins gets the call off the right side, and not much there. A second effort gains him about a yard. It will bring up second down, and we'll call it 9.
Yeah, right there. They just tried to run a simple dive. I think the coach is trying to allow them to establish their footing and let them realize that they can make some plays straight ahead. But the City High defense stepped up, filled the gaps, and made a good tackle.
Starting offense for Cedar Rapids, Washington at fullback, 6'1", 215, a junior, Gavin McGrath. The tailback, Paul Collins, 5'10", 170, and a senior. Second down and 9 as it looks like City High's blitzing. This time they call off the left side across the line of scrimmage. The 30, the 35, out past the 40 and dropped at the 42-yard line. Number 23, Paul Collins with a big gain.
That was nothing more than a simple trap up the middle. Like we talked about, they're going to do things, not make their offensive lineman stretch too far right off the bat. He hit the seam. The safety did come up and slipped a little bit. Collins stepped back or cut back against him and got a nice gain out of it.
21 yards on the play. He's already got 22 on 2 carries. First and 10 from the City High 42. Make that wash. 42 on a quick flare out into the far side. Arrington trying to pick up some yards after the catch up the far sideline. Where did he step out of bounds? Did he cross midfield?
I think he's right at the first down marker there.
They'll spot it at the 48 of City High, and that is very close. And they will say move the chains. First down wash.
Well, City, the first play came up with 6 men on the line, and then they got caught in a run blitz to the left side, and Wash trapped back here to the other side and made a big gainer. And that Arrington, he showed some athletic ability there, missing a few tackles and getting good yardage.
Out of the eye again. It looks like 2 tights. Pitch going to Collins. Almost loses the football, trying to work his way around the right side, and not much, maybe a yard before a sea of red and silver knocks him out of bounds.
That was just a little toss play. It looked like he might get the corner, and he may have got the corner, but he did fumble the pitch. The Cardinals sin from a running back and allowed Iowa City High to catch up to him.
Gain of a couple on the play. Second down and 8 from the Little Hawk 46. Arrington, the lone receiver, to the near side, again out of the eye. Handoff will go to Collins right side. He's hit in the backfield. Michael Sabers, the defensive end, pulls him down for a loss of about 2.
That's a great play. Every time we've done a City High game this year, Brent, it seems like we call his name quite a bit. And he's really going to be the key on that front line, stopping the Wash running attack. City High did something a little different there. They had 3 down linemen and kind of back.
For Wash, third down and 10 from the Little Hawk 48. Arrington again, lone receiver, very wide to the near side. Looks like a quick count, and the handoff goes to the fullback, McGrath, straight up the gut, and he catches City High sleeping as he barrels his way down inside the 35-yard line, and that will be good for a first down.
What a good play call there. That quick trap, you look at Wash's linemen, 240, 235, 240, 230, 230 gain.
And they caught City in a nickel package there, so it was a really good play call.
First and 10, the ball resting on the City High 34. Split backs behind Seuss. Quick drop, rolling out, getting some pressure. The pocket collapses, and he's dropped back at the 40-yard line. And again, number 89, Michael Sabers.
Well, he came to play tonight.
Tell you what, he's not doing anything fancy there, Jason.
Yeah.
That's just good bull rushing.
Yeah,
if I'm Wash, I might start running to the other side.
Exactly. Well, Wash has proven that their running game is going to be key for him tonight. On every pass attempt they've had.
Second down and 14 as the ball back at the Little Hawk 39-yard line. Again, 2 tights. Arrington wide to the near side. Seuss, play action, dropping back, now rolling out near side, getting some pressure, and wrapped up and dropped at the 47-yard line.
Wash had their tight end, Jason, had the tight end on a nice drag route, sitting wide open about between the hash and the numbers. again, City High's defense just didn't allow the quarterback to get the ball out of his hands.
And they had Arrington split here to the near side, and they had double coverage. They put 2 guys out there on Arrington, so it's pretty clear what City's trying to do here.
Yeah, they're going
to force them to beat them without their key players.
Tony Schutt leading the charge, the big defensive tackle, all 6'2", 205 pounds of him. 3rd down and 22 now as the ball sits at the Little Hawk 47. And for the first time this evening, we've got 2 receivers. Arrington will be joined on the near side by Jamie Barron as Collins gets the call right side, and he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
City High stepped up the defense that time. They're not going to win the field position battle here, but they kept Wash out of scoring position. They're going to get the ball back and get Kurt Stiers on the field and see if they can make something happen offensively.
That will bring up 4th and 22 on a gain of a short one, and Wash will have to punt the football away. Very high but short kick to the far sideline. It is fielded, and not much return room there for City High's. I believe that's Pat Berry.
86.
Check it, that's Caleb Recker, number 14 and number 86 both back. Recker will bring it out, and City will get the football for the first time this evening.
Let's see what City High can do. I'm curious to see if they're going to come out and put the ball in the air, which is their bread and butter. They've got Colin Sweeney back there. It would be nice to see him get established early so that City High, if they do get up, are able to keep their running game going and keep the clock in their favor.
Curtis Stiers, 5'10", 168, the senior signal caller. Heart and soul of this Little Hawk offense. He'll bring them up to the line of scrimmage. Out of the eye, the handoff will go to, it looks like, I believe that's Colin Sweeney.
Colin Sweeney, the ball carrier.
All 5'7", 146 pounds of him. He'll line up at tailback. In front of him on the eye, hopefully getting a few yards off a few ISOs tonight, Tyson Worth, 6 foot, 180 pounds, and a junior.
74 Nathan Schultz from Wash, man, and a really nice play there. They basically had both tackles covered, and City tried to run over the guard, and he did a really nice job of squeezing the hole and making a nice play for a loss of a yard.
Lone back as they'll put receivers, twins to the far side, and movement early. They were going to send a man in motion. It looks like somebody on the far side for City High jumped, and laundry littering the far side of the field.
Yeah, I think Aaron Grove just got a little excited. He jumped when the motion was set. When they sent the man across the motion, he jumped, and that's 2 men in motion. So the ref blows it dead, and City High is going to back up and see if they can get things going from a little deeper now.
Make it 2nd down and 15 as the Little Hawks marching the wrong way back to their own 12-yard line. No score early on here. Cedar Rapids, Washington, and Iowa City High. A must-win situation for the Little Hawks if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. And they'll set up in a spread formation. Twins to both the near and the far side. Quick out to the far side. That looks like Grove as he continues to work his way up the far sideline, and a few grumbles. We have a late hit possibly over there?
I don't think it was a late hit. I'm not sure if they thought he put the ball on the ground when he did get hit or not, but that was a great formation. City High came out with an empty backfield. You could see Wash jumping around a little bit. Wasn't sure how to cover it. They just threw a quick little hot route to Grove on the outside and had that slot run upfield and block the corner, and got a good 7 yards out of it to put themselves in 3rd and 10.
So that brings up 3rd down and 10 as the ball out close to the original line of scrimmage. Again, twins to the near and far side. They'll send Barry in motion to the near side. Dropping straight back, Stiers looking near side, fires out, and it's picked off! Picked off, heading up the far sideline, the 20, the 15, the 10, and he is in.
Jamie Barron.
Jamie Barron, the cornerback, Stiers' eyes. He looked like he was trying to go to Sabres.
Yeah, they brought motion across and floated the zone. Ran one guy down the field deep, one guy into a bun back, couple nice blocks from his DBs as they turned and helped him out get down the sideline.
So 6-0 at the 5:21 mark here in the first quarter. Michael Hertzberger, it looks like, on to attempt the point after for Washington. The kick is up, and it is right down the middle. And Washington's defense drawing first blood this evening. At the 5:21 mark, it is 7-0 Warriors. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We're back with more Mississippi Valley Conference football right after this on AM 800 KXI.
About 3 yards deep.
Yeah.
Go at 887.
Got a little excited.
5:21 in the first quarter, and Cedar Rapids, Washington's defense draws first blood this evening. A 20-yard interception returned by cornerback Jamie Barron on a ball that looked like it slipped out of Curtis Steyer's hands. And Wash will kick off from right to left on your radio dial. This one picked up, I believe that's Caleb Recker trying to get a number on the young man through a foggy window. Here it is, Recker, as he works his way out past the 20, and it looks like forward momentum will be stopped at about the 25-yard line. City High will take over for their second offensive series of the evening, but now trailing 7-0.
They're going to have to come up and see if they can get back on the board.
Steyer's up under center out of the I formation. It looks like the quick option. He'll try and work it off the right side, and not much there. Well, I tell you what, if that field is soggy and making for problems in the trenches, Cedar Rapids, Washington's defensive line isn't showing it. They are really firing off the football right now.
There wasn't a lot of room.
Up out of the eye, receivers near and far side. It looks like they'll use Sabers as a slot man on the far side. As Steyers with a straight drop, getting some pressure. The screen is on. It's complete to Swaney, and he's dropped right as he catches the football.
That was one step away from being his second interception of the night there. He hung that up there. He had offensive linemen are taught to jam the defensive lineman and then throw him and get out to the screen. It doesn't look like they gave Steyers enough time to get into his back pedal. Had a guy right in his face and was lucky to get that complete.
Loss of 6 on the play. Linebacker Andy Seifer there to wrap him up the minute he got it. And gentlemen, you tell me, but they're really pinching up both the outside linebackers. They're almost playing as defensive ends for Cedar Rapids, Washington.
I think that's in anticipation of Kirk Steyer's running that little option down the line. They're bringing the end here.
Out of the shotgun, Steyer sets up, fires down the far sideline. His receiver slips. I believe that was Caleb Recker out at the 40-yard line. The ball looked like it was thrown just a little bit behind him, and again, with the slippery turf, it just gave out underneath his cleats. He fell down and never had a shot.
They're going to be in a tough spot here. Wash is going to have a short field to go. They're standing on their own 45 ready to receive this ball.
Recker will put a foot into it. They're coming after him, and he just does get it away. And this one a beauty. As Arrington backs up, he'll field it at about his own 37. Dodges one man, dodges a second, out past midfield, and finally brought down at the City High 48.
I think on that last third down play, I think Kirk Steyers and Caleb Rucker are going to go to the sideline and talk about that. I think the mindset was Caleb Rucker had the safety that was late coming over, and he was going down the sideline full speed thinking that the ball was going to come up over the top. Steyers are trying to put it on him and be sure to get the first down, and I think just that little miscommunication cost them a good first down there.
Seuss will bring him up to the line of scrimmage. No surprise, Collins gets the call right side, cuts back, and his foot slips out from underneath him just a little bit, and maybe a gain of a yard on the play, and that's going to be awfully difficult this evening.
Yeah, Ryan Hill came up and made a nice play, actually. It's not a matter of quickness and ground like this. It's just a matter of staying on top of yourself.
You know all about that, though, right?
I've heard a little bit.
No gain on the play, make it 2nd down and 10. The pitch, and we've got a reverse. Arrington trying to bring it back. It's a nice block from Seuss on Sabers. Out past the 45, shucks one man, and now runs into a sea of red and silver as he's brought out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. So a short game, but not nearly what Cedar Rapids, Washington would have liked to off that play.
A nice job there by Scott Knight, the junior defensive back. Didn't bite on his receiver running across the field.
Loss and just lost his footing and wasn't able to make the tackle.
As it is, it's a gain of 3, 3rd and 7 from the Little Hawk 44. Ball rests on the near hash. Adrian Arrington, the lone receiver far side, as Seuss drops straight back, getting pressure, steps up in the pocket. He'll try and run, and he's corralled back at the 49-yard line.
Well, he had his tight end right off the bat, and he just wasn't ready to throw the ball. By the time he got it up to get rid of it, the defensive end had dropped underneath him and left him with nobody. Didn't really see anybody else out in the route there. It looked like it was pretty much a two-man route.
Yeah, I think he was getting a little bit of happy feet there, too. I thought he had time to set up and throw the ball down the field. City's been playing good defense other than the first 2 or 3 plays, other than that interception.
Michael Hertzberger puts a foot into it. This one off the side. It's a very short kick, but it takes a Washington bounce as Recker will clear out, let it go, and it will be downed at the City High 15.
Well, let's see if they had a talk on the sideline. If they get on the same page, I think there's definitely some pass routes to be had by City High. I think getting Colin Sweeney into...
Well, we'll see what Steyers comes up with here on 1st and 10. They'll call it officially the 14-yard line for City High. One back, very tight behind him as a one-step drop, a quick fire, and off the fingertips of his intended receiver, Colin Swaney, as they lined him up in the slot on the far side. And again, he's so quick, Mike, at 5'7", 146 pounds. He's got the track speed, but he doesn't have the tackle breaking size that you'd expect out of a power back, especially on a night like tonight.
Yeah.
Trying to utilize him in other ways.
Exactly, but and I think there was actually a good pass. He just knew that safety was sitting over the top of him. Maybe he's a little apprehensive to extend himself to make the catch. But, when you put a running back in that situations and they're not exactly used to it, and that's what happens a little bit. But they've got him in the slot again and see if they can make something happen.
Twins to the far side as Washington showing blitz. Stiers will roll out near side. Fires complete downfield to Recker as he's out of bounds. It looks like just past the 20. Looks like possibly the 22. We'll wait and see as we're being shielded a bit by some of the City High players. And finally a little bit of breathing room as they'll mark it at the 22-yard line, a gain of 7. And with that, finally, City High's offense goes on the plus side so far this evening.
Yeah, and 3rd and 3 really is a good down to have right now. They've got some options. I think they can get 3 yards. They've got twins to both sides. Got Worth in the backfield.
As Stiers rolling out, getting pressure. A sea of red and white jerseys coming down on him, and he'll be buried at the 20-yard line.
I'm not so sure if that was a busted assignment by somebody.
It looked like the tailback ran right by passing routes, trying to get something across the middle rather than trying to go to the sidelines here.
Loss of 3 on the play as Recker will be in to punt the football away. This one end over end, but a low liner. It's fielded by Arrington as he crosses midfield up the far sideline, 45-40. Look out, it's a foot race to the end zone. The last man there, Recker, the punter, upends him, and he will be spotted down, it looks like, around the 20-yard line. And another very short field for Washington.
Exactly. Wash is winning the field position battle. They're also winning the big play battle right now. That's 2 big plays. They're on the 16-yard line going in. There's pretty much anything in your offense is open to you right now. I look to see them get a quick strike. Quarterback can get it out of his hand.
Jamie Barron will light up wide to the near side with Arrington. 1st and 10 from the 16. Collins gets the call straight up the gut. Sidesteps one man, keeps those feet moving as he's inside the 10 and down close to the 5-yard line.
Wash has to feel pretty good too. This Arrington, you can tell he's something special as far as a skilled player. He really turned on the afterburners on that punt return, and he's only a junior, so they're going to have him. That's the type of body that colleges are going to be looking at for wide receivers.
Gain of, they'll call it 11. Make it 1st and goal from the Little Hawk 5. Collins right side and buried at the line of scrimmage. Not much, if anything, there. Nice job. City High guessed in the right gap that time.
Yeah, back to Arrington just for a second. Proves to his athletic ability that he's not having much problem going down.
Full house backfield as it's 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Collins gets the call left side and
Big
again
play.
runs right into a brick wall. Maybe even thrown for a loss of a yard or two, looking to see the City High player getting up from the bottom of the pile there.
Tyson Worth was in on the play. I don't know if he was the only one, but
Sabers is getting
Sabers
up off
is
the
in off the bottom as usual. He's that's 3 big plays for him tonight, and puts Washington in a bad spot. I don't think they're going to get a playoff before the end of the 1st quarter.
Approaching 10 seconds here in the, but unless they hurry, they're not going to get this one off. 2 seconds, 1 second. Seuss has him down, and he will not get the call out. The whistles sound, and we have come to the end of the first 12 minutes of play. Well, 7-0, courtesy of Cedar Rapids, Washington's Jamie Barron, the cornerback, picking off a Curtis Stiers pass and scampering 20 yards for a touchdown. That is the only score so far this evening. But right now, when we come back, it will be thick.
Washington's the only team that's landed punches, unfortunately, at this point. Hopefully, City High can keep them out of the end zone here. 3rd and 6. Big play for them right now.
3rd and goal from the 6. They lead at 7-0, looking to double up that lead. Ball rests on the near hash mark. Out of the I formation, play action. Seuss dropping back, getting pressure. Fires across the middle, just over the outstretched arms of the linebacker Tyson Worth and into his receiver's hands. Andy Cipher, his tight end, looked like kind of a drag route across the middle there. They just lost him, Mike, and that is 6 points for Cedar Rapids.
I'll tell you what happened. The tight end came off the line of scrimmage and got jammed pretty well by the defensive end. They got him down and get outside and make a pretty easy catch for a touchdown.
Looked like the linebacker fell down on that crossing route too, right there before the ball was thrown.
Low snap, the kick is up, and it looks like it is good, just inside the upright by Michael Hertzberger. And on the first snap of the football,
If they don't score on this drive it out to the 50 or the 40 and get Wash back on their side of the field. Like Mike said, they had an interception, then they had a short field, and they haven't had to drive 80 yards.
a good return will be key here, but Hertzberger with a low squib kick. It will be fielded by Recker at the 10. Out to the 20-yard line, sidesteps another man, the 25, keeping those legs grinding as he's finally dropped at the 28.
So he's as good a return guy as I've seen in high school, with keeping his legs moving once he gets in the pile. What's going to happen late in the game is that those guys are going to get tired. He's going to keep his legs moving. He's going to slide out of some of those tackles, and we may very well see a big play out of him. But like we talked about, City High comes out. They need to establish, if not a scoring drive, eat up some yardage here and get themselves back on the plus side of the field goal battle, or the field position battle.
In 3 offensive series, they've managed a total net of 3 yards. They need to get something going here, trailing 14-0. Quick hitter on a trap, the handoff going to the up back across the 40, the 45 across midfield and dropped at the Wash 45. Trying to get a number on the number.
80-something.
85. Not listed at fullback. Joel Barnes.
Joel Barnes makes a great run right up the middle. Didn't make any spectacular moves. Just put his head down and ran straight ahead. Nobody got in his way until he was about 30 yards downfield.
And trap's a really good play to run versus a defense that's used to running up the field trying to catch that quarterback. You pass the ball 3 or 4 times, a trap's a really good play to come back with.
So the starting linebacker getting the nod at fullback here as the pitch goes to Swaney. It's a flea flicker. He fires out on the flat. It's complete to Sabres at the 35 and dropped just shy of the 30-yard line.
There's some confidence starting to brew right here with the City High offense. They're jumping around a little bit more. They've spread themselves out a little bit. I think early on, first quarter, they were confined as trying to stay between the hashes, and it made it easy for Wash. Now they're spreading the field a little bit, and Wash is having a little more difficulty tracking them down.
14 yards on the reception. Make it 1st and 10. The ball sitting at the 31-yard line of Cedar Rapids, Washington. Out of the eye, hand off to Barnes, straight up the gut, and Wash sniffs this one out as the pile moves just inside the 30 down to about the 29.
It would be nice for City here to put some sort of score on the board, even if they can get down here within field goal range. Simply from a momentum standpoint, if they can't get in here or get some sort of points out of this, and Wash comes back and scores, that's going to be
get ready to go again. Definitely a guy from both sides of the ball that you want in the game every chance he gets.
Needs just a quick blow as it's 2nd down and 8 from the 28. Stiers dropping back, getting some pressure, sets, fires across the middle, and it's complete. Holy cow,
I'm not sure if that was a better throw or a better catch.
What a tremendous catch by Ryan Granko, 6'2", 171, and a junior. He was literally flat on his back.
Laying his back and caught it up over his head. That's about as good as catches you're going to see at high school. Way to stay with the ball. He lost his footing, again, coming across the middle between the hashes where it's slippery, but was able to concentrate on a well-thrown ball by Kirk Stiers.
Gain of 11 on the play as the pitch goes to Swaney. They'll run the flea flicker again. Nobody open, and Swaney will have to eat the football as he's dropped back at the 25.
Yeah, the only guy open on the field is Kirk Stiers standing down here on the numbers by himself, but that's a heads-up play by Swaney. You don't want to throw up a gimme right now and turn the ball over. You got yourself in good position. Now they're second in about 20, but they've got a chance to still put points
over here. Make it 2nd down and 18. The ball sitting at the Warrior 25. Twins to the near side and far side. 2-step drop, and Stiers takes a huge hit just as he releases it. Looks like he was trying to hit, again, Granko on a quick slant, but awful tough, especially when you're only 5'10", and you've got about 6'4", 6'5".
Picking up that blitz.
It's good to see senior leadership there. Andy Sandstrom right over there to pick up Stiers and help him up off the ground. Whether that was an assignment bust on his part or not, he's a senior and he's out there trying to get his guys motivated.
Barnes the lone back as Stiers dropping back on 3rd and 18. Takes a deep drop, now steps up. He'll want to run. Gets one block. Trying to turn it near side. 20, 15. And he slips and falls where he would have gone in.
We got a block in the back.
Yep,
we got a
block in the back. Downfield around the 10.
Pat Berry didn't want to do it. You could tell he was just trying not to stick his hands out. He got his hands in the guy's back just enough that forced the flag out. That play is going to come back, and that's disappointing because that wouldn't have given him a 1st down, I don't think.
I wonder if Wash will decline this.
No, you know what?
4th down.
I don't know. I don't think you decline it because it looks like they are right at the He's right at the first down marker there. You know, you don't want to give him 4th and 1.
Well, they went from spot to foul, so actually they don't have too bad here. They're still going to have a chance.
Yeah. Boy, you know, you could tell Barry just didn't want to do it, and he got his hands on his back just enough that forced the ref to throw that flag.
It's kind of one of those, they aren't looking.
Yeah, but you're right on the sidelines, and they're always looking.
Yeah, they're always looking.
You can't ever get away with that.
So the ball now sits at the 20. 3rd down as the ball sits on the near hash. Stiers will bring him up to the line of scrimmage. Barnes the lone back again as he'll take a straight drop. Good protection, plenty of time. He'll go deep to the end zone. He's got a man and overthrows him as it looks like Grinko right in the back of the end zone. It would have taken near perfect touch, and he overthrows his 6'3" receiver, and with it, that will bring up 4th down.
Well, and they're probably going to be in 2-down territory here. This would be about a...
Oh, yeah, they got Joel Barnes in there playing fullback, so I'm not sure that's something to watch out for.
Twins to the far side. Lone receiver is Recker near side. Stiers dropping back. He's got some pressure. Fires across the middle. Complete to Recker, and a flag flies. We may have had an early arrival by the D-back.
Yeah, I think he just mistimed his shot, but again, a great throw and a great catch. You know, I'm not sure if they're going to add yards onto this or not.
Well, see, I think this was going to be short of the 1st down, but what they'll do, they'll take the penalty. It'll be an automatic 1st down with that because it looks like he's about a yard short of the 1st down. So, you know, not a real smart.
You know, I'd like to see them maybe, again, put the ball up in the air and let Caleb Rucker go up and make the catches that he's used to making.
So 1st and goal from the Wash 9-yard line. City High trying to get back into this game, trailing 14-0 at the 8:41 mark in the 2nd quarter. Stiers will send Sabres in motion near to far side. Handoff goes to Swaney off of right guard, and looked like he had a hole for a second, but it closed up in a hurry and picks up maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, you know, you get in there close, and your instinct tells you to put your head down and run straight ahead to the goal line. I think if he'd have got couple steps outside, he might have been able to get down the field, but it's easy to say from standing up here. Right, Jason?
I was D-line, man. You're asking the wrong guy.
Well, I tell you what, they're going to give him a good spot.
I don't cut through anything.
A long 2, maybe a short 3. It'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 6. Is Wash showing blitz and flags flying, and did we have movement on that City High line?
I think Maurice Cantel from Wash got in there, pushed his defensive lineman. He was coming on a blitz, ran into his defensive lineman as he realized that they weren't going to snap the ball, and pushed his defensive lineman into the neutral zone, and that's what we've got on offsides. It's one of those penalties that goes down on the defensive lineman, but it's really not his fault.
It's never the D-lineman's fault.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to have to separate you two because we're now still at 2nd and goal. City just 3 yards away from cutting the Wash lead in half. As the handoff going to Barnes on that trap, and he goes nowhere as Wash's goal line defense comes up with a stop.
Yeah, don't be surprised if they don't try and get keep the ball here in Stiers' hands on some sort of option.
I was going to say option, or I was going to say maybe a naked.
Nice payoff to see them get in the end zone here.
3rd and goal from the 3, out of the eye. Barnes and Swaney will dot it. Record to the near side. As Stiers rolling out on play action, getting pressure from behind, steps up, shucks one man, dives for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown City.
Just like we talked about, getting him outside. He stepped up inside the pulling guard, made a nice move about the 5-yard line, and got his head down, got across the line of scrimmage. He just about threw it to the tight end on the drag route. Realized the safety was standing over there waiting to make a big hit or possibly a pick. Pulled it back down and got up the field for the score.
Yeah, I called that play in when you guys weren't looking.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jason. Your offensive mind is just staggering.
Fisher with the extra point attempt. This one is up, and it is perfect. And with it at the 6:57 mark in the 2nd quarter, City High has made a ball game out of it as they trail 14-7. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Back with more Mississippi Valley Conference football action on Information Plus, AM 800 KXIC. Wide open.
He's an eye
Alex Fisher will tee the ball up on the near hash at the 40-yard line. His club back in this ball game as the Little Hawks trail Cedar Rapids, Washington by a score of 14-7. 6:57 left to go in the first half. Brent Balbanot standing alongside Mike Saunders and Jason Dumont live from Batesfield on the campus of Iowa City High as a very short kick down the near sideline fielded by Adrian Arrington at the 20. He'll head back up the middle of the field to get behind his wedge. Out to the 30. Hurdles one man, the 35, before he's finally drugged down. Taking a look at kick coverage, and
87, I believe, is who it was. Lee Price, excuse me.
Nice job.
Made a nice play, but I think he may have been the one man left there. If Arrington had got outside, got into his stride, I'm not sure that anyone would have caught him.
They'll call it the 36-yard line as Warren Seuss will set up his club's offense, and looks like we'll need another football here. That one not quite dry enough for the officials' liking.
Yeah, you know, it'll be interesting to see if City High can come up and get a 3 and out or get a bend but don't break philosophy going here. Maybe give up a little bit of yards, but, you know, get the ball back into their offensive hands and see what they can do with it.
High formation, McGrath and Collins behind Seuss. Strong side
Ball
to the left.
ground.
Ball is on the table, and it looks like City may have it.
Sabres got it.
Boy.
Sabres flops on it, and they do. The official's arm points towards City High, and the big break that the Little Hawks have been looking for turned in by their defense here
What a
tonight.
heads-up play by Sabres. You know, he's engaged with the right tackle, sees the ball on the ground, just drops to his knees and falls on it about half a second before playing with a short field here. Maybe we can get the score tied up here.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Out of the eye, it will be Barnes and Swaney. Swaney gets the call straight up the gut. He loses the football, and who's got it back? It looks like Wash may have it.
Looks like
They
Wash
think
just
they
got it
do,
back.
and the officials agree.
I don't know if he ever really had that.
Yeah,
It looked like he
that's-
was bobbling it as he went through the line.
Yeah, I don't know. From a running back perspective, I'm not sure if that's his fault.
I don't know if he got it where he needed.
So the Warriors will take over 1st and 10 from their own 28. They'll send Cypher in motion to the far side. He'll set up. That's where the strong side will be. Out of the eye. Handoff goes to Collins, left side. Nothing inside. He'll break it to the outside. The 40, the 45, and just brought down by his shoe tips. Otherwise, he'd probably still be running.
Ben Hardman, 5'7", 183-pound D lineman.
D lineman makes
Getting
a
down the field.
touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, he made
right
a touchdown-saving tackle there on a good hustle play. Because
As the clock approaches 6 minutes left to go in the first half. 1st and 10 from the City High 47. Arrington, the lone receiver to the near side. Strong side will be to the left. They'll send Cypher in motion. He'll set up on the right. Long call. Handoff goes to the up back McGrath as he's out across midfield and dropped at the City High 49.
you know that Collins, he's not that big of a kid. At least from up here, you're sitting up here looking at him, but you know he's got those legs and he gets those turning really fast, and he's pretty hard to bring down. He's a shifty little back.
You know, Hardman made that tackle, and we talked tackle like that, Jason?
I stopped him at the line of
You
scrimmage.
caught him
There you
before he had
go.
to run that far, did you? It's a pretty smooth move.
Gain of 4 on the play brings up 2nd down and a short 7. Out of the eye, they'll send Cypher left side. Handoff Collins. He'll try and work it off of left tackle. And not much there as he keeps his legs powering forward, bulldozes his way out to the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and still about 4 or 5 yards.
You know, Collins, what they're doing right now is they're getting the ball in his hands. He's getting
Call it 2 as the ball's sitting right at the 45-yard line. Twins to the near side. Cypher again will set up to the right. That will make it the strong side. Handoff goes to Collins. He'll try and work it off of right tackle, and I don't think he got it. We'll wait and see.
Well, we got a
where
flag
his knee
down
was
too for
spotted.
motion, so either way.
It'll take another snap of the football for Cedar Rapids Wash.
I think they're going to have. Well, they've got
Holding.
holding.
Yeah, well, that's a big play, half a yard.
So make it 3rd and 11 as the penalty pushes the Warriors back to their own side of midfield. The ball resting at the 46, 3rd and 11. And really for only about the 2nd time this evening, what you'd call a true passing formation, or pardon me, situation, as it looks like City anticipating it. Split back, Seuss with a straight drop. It looks like the screen is on, and Collins overthrown as a huge shot. A lineman taking one in the back, John Barnes, saying,
I
hey.
thought Ryan Hill was up the sidelines with that ball. It looked
Yeah,
like from here.
I don't think it would have mattered if he would have caught it. Ryan did a really nice job of reading that screen pass.
Yeah, he stepped up, and if he had caught it, he'd have got head knocked off right about where he stood there. Ryan Hill was coming.
So City's defense holds. It's 4th and 11. Hertzberger back to punt. Gets away, an end over end, fairly short kick, and confusion between the 2 return men for City. Barry and Recker let it go between them. It takes a wash roll inside the Little Hawk 10 and will be down at about the 8.
Well, that's unfortunate. That was not a very good punt.
They need to win their final 2 games of the season and get a little help from some other teams around the eastern part of the state to make the playoffs. Right now, they've got to concentrate on scoring at least another touchdown as Stiers fumbles the snap. He falls on it. Wash thinks they may have it. We'll wait and see as the pile unfolds.
I'm not sure if they're just having snap troubles or if the ball is that slippery.
Well, they just changed balls. It should be
I see
okay.
the kids over here on the sideline with the towels are doing a pretty good.
No gain officially, so we'll go ahead and call it as such. 2nd down and 10. Out of the eye. Play action. Stiers rolls out near side. He's got a man complete in the flat. That's Barnes. Sidesteps one man, the 20, the 25, the 30, and swung out of bounds at the 35.
Well, that's a nice play. He didn't do a whole lot making a move. He just kept his feet and allowed the defender to run by and fall. Big play to get them out of a hole. Let's see if City High can continue the momentum.
Was it Barnes they ran the play action to? It looked like they ran play action to him and just kind of snuck him out of the backfield and got him manned up with the linebacker. And you get Barnes on a linebacker, and that's the matchup that you want right there.
It's definitely a win situation for them.
And Greg Brown's doing a really nice job of calling this ball game tonight offensively.
27 yards on the play. 1st and 10 from the 35. Stiers dropping back. Barnes picks up a blitz. Fires complete to the tight end Sabers. Out to the 40. Close to a 1st down.
Yeah, like we talked about at the onset of the game, City High needs to get into their passing game, and that's what they've done these last 2 drives. It's allowed them to...
Didn't look really sharp the first 2 series, and he's kind of finding his groove right now and starting to really throw some nice tight spirals. And if he can stay on fire like that, they're going to give Wash a real run for their money here.
The line is giving him some more time now, too. They seem to have settled in as well.
And I think the play action,
play action is definitely helping them.
Slowing down those linebackers.
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they've hit a couple nice traps right up the middle with Joel Barnes. So it's forcing Wash to respect that little play action fake.
2nd and 1. Ball sits on the near hash. Stiers surveys the defense out of the eye, and Stiers on a keeper just goes right up underneath his big center John Morrison, and he picks up the yard that they need to move the chains.
That's a little disappointing there, Jason. You made a big point, a 2nd and 1 and a shot and an opportunity to take a shot, and I agree with you. But at this point, they moved the change and they're still alive.
They're going with quick huddle here. They called 2 plays apparently on 1st and 10. Play action. Stiers fires downfield. Oh, his man was open and he slipped. Snuck in behind the quarterback, and that looks like Ryan Grenko. The closest man to him was about 5 yards.
Or perhaps we would have had a completion there.
Could have been 6. Instead, it's an incompletion. 2nd down and 10. The ball rests at the Little Hawk 46. Stiers with a straight drop. It looks like that bubble screen is on. Barry complete across midfield. The 45, the 40, and he's dropped by Arrington. The last man there as he was trying to break it up the near side, and we've seen them have such success with that this year, and they pick up a 1st down on it here.
It's nice. They actually swing the back out wide over here, and what that does right behind the end that normally has contained there.
Gain of 14 on the play. And I'm running out of room on my stat sheet for City High receivers.
Joel Barnes with a nice little about 4 or 5 yard gain puts them in a good 2nd down situation right now. I think City High is going to take a timeout here and discuss things.
2:12 left to go in the 1st half. They trail 14-7, but they put together arguably their best drive so far of the night.
And that'll get rid of one more team with 2 losses.
Yeah, again, it's all a moot point if they don't win out, though.
2nd and 7 from the 37. Stiers with another straight drop, a deep drop. Looking downfield, has plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
He'll decide to tuck it away and run. The 40, the 35. Oh, and takes a vicious shot just as he crosses the 35 at the 34.
Carl Pratt.
Good coverage there by Wash. That's what you call a coverage sack, even though he got a few yards out of it. Really good coverage deep. Stiers had all day.
Clock management at this point isn't key with 2 timeouts. Run your offense, take what's open, and just be conscious of the clock.
3rd and 2 from the 33. Swaney off left tackle, busts one, takes a shot as he crosses the 25 down to the 20-yard line. And for the first time this evening, Swaney with a big hole. That's what that track speed can get you once you cross the line of scrimmage.
Like we talked about, just like with Collins, getting him touches, getting him comfortable. He's going to pop a play. He's got Andy Eklund made a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Stiers rolling out near side on 1st and 10. Fires complete in the flat to Barnes. Slipped as he was trying to dive for the extra yardage. Hopefully was thinking he'd get toward the goal line. Instead, he's down at the 6-yard line, but another big completion makes it 1st and goal.
Yeah, I tell you, the running game right there is really allowing Stiers the time to stand back there and pick out his targets.
Ball rests at the 7. Stiers rolling out far side, looking to the corner, fires, and off the fingertips of his intended receiver. City High fans thinking maybe contact was made just a little too early as Caleb Recker gets up, doesn't say a word, just trots back to the... We'll take a timeout with them, a 30-second variety. 1:07 left to go in the first half. Cedar Rapids, Washington 14, Iowa City High 7. But the Little Hawks looking at 2nd and goal.
Another area game, Regina at halftime leading Wapello 20-0. And up in Kingston Stadium, Dubuque Senior leading Cedar Rapids Jefferson 14-6. Back now to Bates Field.
Thank you very much, Stephen Grace, keeping us up to date. We'll be checking in with you in about another 1:07 as on 2nd and goal, Stiers drops back, getting some pressure, fires to the corner of the end zone to tight end Michael Sabers, but the heat was on. Really couldn't get set up the way he'd like to and overthrew everybody. Incomplete pass.
That's one of those balls you throw knowing that if
7 when we come back, you're listening to Mississippi Valley Conference football on AM 800 KXIC.
you do what's gotten you here right now, you put Kurt Stiers in an option where he can make a nice play, a run fake, get outside, and if he's got a guy open, take him. If not, keep his feet moving and try and get in the end zone.
Ball on the near hash. 2 wideouts to the near side, 2 to the far side. Stiers dropping straight back, gets good pressure, gets good protection, fires. The ball was tipped away at the last second, in and out of the defender's hands, and then Caleb Recker.
Andy Eklund almost had himself a interception right there.
Quarterback draw might work in this
you know, they had an
situation
empty
right here.
backfield there. Look,
Yep.
They blew the whistle, and I don't know if they know.
4th and goal, and out of the shotgun, Stiers barking out the signals. 57 seconds left to go in the first half. He'll drop back, has time, flushed out now near side, getting pressured, fires up a prayer in the end zone, caught and dropped!
He dropped it.
Ryan Grenko had it, trying to walk the tight wire in the back corner of the end zone, and he lost the football. It would have been a tremendous catch, but as it is, the Little Hawks turned away.
That's disappointing. You know, Kurt Stiers kept himself alive there, put the ball up where, again, he's making smart throws. His guy doesn't catch it, nobody does.
No, they didn't score. They got to feel pretty good going in here at half. They're moving the ball on Wash.
So 1st and 10 from their own 7 with 50 seconds left to go in the first half. Collins gets the call left side across the 10, out past the 15 and crossing the 20 before he's dropped at the 22.
Looks like John Morrison's talking to his mom in the stands. I don't know if it was a contact problem or not.
He motioned somebody to come out of the stands and down to the sideline.
Yeah, she grabbed her purse and took off. Like any good mom, she's probably got a couple extra.
Picks up 15 yards, and all of a sudden a lot of breathing room for the Warriors as we've hit 30 seconds left to go in the first half.
I think they're going to be happy to run this clock out. And,
split backs. Well, they fire out into the flat. Adrian Arrington sidesteps one man. He's out past the 30 and out of bounds. Nope. Did he stay in? Did the arm come down? Looks like they're motioning.
They said he stayed in, and then they
down.
killed him for a first down.
There we go.
They may get another play out of it. I think at this point, you know, you got Arrington. You throw the ball up and see what happens. You might get lucky and get defensive pass interference.
Keep control of it. And right now, 1st and 10 from their own 33. Wash will see if they decide to go ahead and gamble, go for the big play, or if they will be content to just run out the clock here and head into the locker room with a 14-7 lead.
Looks like they're going to kill it here. They got kind of a...
Yep, looks like he'll take a knee. Seuss, a very tight backfield. Well, instead, he'll drop back. Rolling out, far side, fires into the flat, complete to Collins. The 40, out to the 45, 46. That'll be good for a first down. Clock will stop temporarily as they move the chains. And now it looks like timeout going to be called by Cedar Rapids, Washington.
You know, I think that's a mistake. Collins had a chance to get out of bounds there with about an 8-yard gain. It was obvious that he wasn't going to.
The offense versus the defense in the booth here this evening.
We're throwing down.
I don't know what that means.
Seuss barking out the signals. They'll send Arrington in motion, far to near side. He'll take a deep drop. Seuss slips, getting some pressure, steps up. He'll go deep downfield, a huge ball, and this one overthrown. Arrington, the only man in the pattern. 4 defenders back with him, and with that, I do not see any flags on the field. That will be the final play of the first half.
Clock. That ball hit the ground with about 0.4 seconds to give him enough time to run another play, and it just kind of wound itself out. But it's a nice chance to get yourself a little statistical interception there right at the end of the half. But Ball fell, and City High's got out of here with really in a pretty good position.
Time stats, we'll give you some of those.
Figured out, I'm standing here, I got
Doesn't have
for you.
Polka, polka, polka.
Get the banjo.
Capitol Street in Iowa City.
Left to right on your radio dial doing the chores, Michael Hertzberger. Standing deep, Caleb Recker, and it looks like, I believe, Colin Swaney, number 24, both inside their own 5-yard line, as Hertzberger with a low squib kick up the far side. Recker will field it at the 10. Trying to get behind his wedge, fires over to the near side to Swaney, the 20. Shucks one man, the 25, spin move, still on his feet, takes a huge shot, still on his feet, and pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Tell you what, Thomas Sines came flying in, number 7 for Wash, and great job keeping his feet by Sweeney and getting another couple yards out of it. Little trickery there to start the second half. Almost got the corner, made a good play not to hold and push themselves back into the 10-yard line area, but let's see if they can get something going right off the bat.
1st and 10 from their own 30. Curtis Stiers, the senior quarterback, will bring them up to the line of scrimmage. Lone back is Swaney behind him, twins to the near side. Receiver to the far side, strong side to the right. They'll send Sabres in motion near to far side. Play action. Stiers fires out on the flat. It's complete to Sabres. 35, 40, and across the 40 out to the 42, and that is good for a first down.
Same thing they're doing the first half, Brent. They're going to run play action. They're going to try and get those linebackers to just take about a half a second extra look and drag that tight end across.
A little more, give him just a little more time to step into a throw.
11 yards on the completion, 1st and 10 from the 42. Sabres in motion now, far to near side. Handoff goes to Swaney, straight up the gut, out to the 45 before he runs into a brick wall. Still a good gain of about 4 on the play, and again, they're trying to keep Cedar Rapids, Washington honest.
Yeah, what they've really done is they've eliminated the blitz almost completely by Wash. And that they've done that by getting Kurt Stiers outside, knowing that the blitz up the middle isn't going to help him. You may see Wash start sending a guy off the corner, trying to time up into that play action, see if they can get a big play that way.
Give him a gain of 3, make it 2nd down and 7 from the Little Hawk 45. Twins to the near side, 2-step drop. Stiers fires on a quick slant pattern. It's picked off. Heading down the near sideline, the 40, the 35, the 30, still on his feet, the 20, and dropped by Joel Barnes at the 12-yard line, number 21. That's Jordan Stone, the strong safety, and that one pretty much gift-wrapped right off of the pads. It looked like of either Swaney or was it Pat Berry? Either way, right into the hands of Jordan Stone and virtually nobody in front of him.
Just tried to run a little slant route from the slot, and Stiers had some heat on that one, and it hit him right in the hands and kind of careened off his helmet up in the air, and it was just gift wrapped for the Wash defensive back.
The ball was thrown hard. It came out a little high, and he couldn't control it.
So 1st and 10 from the City High 12 as quick out to Arrington, far side. Stutter steps one man, still on his feet. Is he in?
Yeah, he's going to win that battle every time. You get him one-on-one outside against any DB that I've seen in this conference, and he's going to win that battle. You know, he just made a nice little stutter move. Safety didn't get over in time to help out, and he made a great run, stay on his feet, and score. And Wash took advantage of a big play, scored on their first offensive play, and all of a sudden it's a 14-point, soon-to-be 14-point lead.
10:45 in the 3rd quarter, and the fortunes have reversed literally on 2 snaps of the football. 20
for City, and 2 of them have turned into immediate scores, and that's going to be really tough to overcome.
High snap. The kick is up, though. Nice job by the holder to get that ball down. Blaine Stevenson, backup quarterback, did a great job on a high snap. Didn't bust the timing of the play at all, and it is now a 40.
Get their offense rolling.
Hertzberger has squibbed everything so far this evening.
He's trying to get it down and get it wet and muddy.
Yep. And he'll do the same again, although this one has a little bit more on it.
That's
one
a good
bounce
returnable kick there.
by the 5, Record out to the 15, the 20, 25-yard line behind that wedge, and that's about as far as his forward momentum will go. Still no whistle, as they're going to go ahead and let him play as he's dropped out at the 27.
Looked like a little rugby scrum there for a little bit. I thought they'd blow that down, but you never know who can pop out of that pile with the ball. So the refs are going to let them go. It's been a pretty good officiated game. Things haven't gotten out of control. They haven't taken control of the game by killing the clock with penalties.
And as official, you'd rather be a little late with the
Sure.
whistle than early with the whistle.
Sure, you don't want to affect the outcome of a game by being a little quick with it.
Ball on the near hash. It's 1st and 10. They'll call it from the 27-yard line of City High. Stiers behind center, one back behind him. He'll drop straight back. They're coming with a blitz. Collins wraps him up and drops him inside the 20 at the 18.
Yeah, they brought Paul Collins off the weak side corner. Arrington slid over late to take the receiver.
18. Out of the eye. Stiers dropping back with plenty of time. Sets, fires across the middle, picked off again. At the 25, the 20, taking a shot, still on his feet. That's number 30. The outside linebacker, Carl Proch, and I don't think Stiers just plain saw him. Threw it right into his shoulder.
Yeah. Especially all of them occur with a short field. Now they're 1st and goal, or 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line.
Throw it out here to Arrington.
Sure, you got all kinds of room out there.
Near side, Seuss will drop back, looking for Arrington down the far side. He'll lob it up. This one's for grabs and knocked away at the last second. Man coverage and a nice job. Is that Gadsden on the far side? There it is. Jared Gadsden giving up a ton of height.
About 8 inches, but makes a good play. Gets into the body like we talked.
23 will see the ball at least a couple of times on this series for Washington. He will here, trying the left side inside the 20 and dropped at about the 16-yard line.
Well, that's the first counter we've seen tonight. They've been running a lot of traps inside, but that's the first time we've seen Wash run that counter, pulling both the guard and tackle, and that might have been something they saw at halftime and decided to start running. That's the first time we've seen it, and really went for pretty decent yardage there.
Gives him one more guy at the point of attack, and you noticed Collins right there as the pile got going. He put his hand on his offensive lineman's back and just pushed him into the guy he wanted him to go to.
Recker in, Gadsden out at corner as it's 3rd and 5 from the City High 16-yard line. Split backs behind Seuss. City showing blitz. The pitch to Collins around left end. Jersey tackle as he's driven down, and he will be shy of the first down.
Really nice play by Tony Shutt.
Shutt made a nice play, but that time they had
field goal unit on the field right now for Cedar Rapids, Washington. The ball will be spotted at the 22. 32-yard attempt for Michael Hertzberger, his first of the evening. The snap, the spot is down, the kick is up. It has plenty of leg, and this is good.
Really good kick. Puller did a good job of getting it down, and that ball probably had 15 more yards before it got down below the crossbar. Pretty good kick for high school kicker in these.
Now for the City High offense. Never thought I'd say it this early into a half, but safe to say here, trailing by 17, the Little Hawks playoff hopes on the line here is a squib kick right by Pat Berry and a heads-up play. I'm not sure if he didn't get a good angle on it or if he just anticipated with as hardly as it was kicked that it would eventually go out of bounds, but he lets it go, and that means City High will have pretty good field position as they'll bring it out and spot it at the 35.
As hardly as it was
up here. They used to be happy just to walk into the booth.
That's what we do.
1st and 10 from the 35, and I hardly have a color commentator next to me right now. Stiers will drop back on 1st and 10. Pressure coming. He fires out on the flat off the fingertips of his intended receiver, Colin Swaney, and really it wouldn't have been much, if anything, as Gavin McGrath, the middle linebacker, had him played perfectly, and he gave him just a little bit of a love tap, just for good measure.
Favors dragging and trying to have him come up with a play.
2nd and 10 from their own 35. Stiers dropping back. The blitz is on. He fires across the middle. It is complete to Sabres. Midfield. Dodges one man, the 45, and pushed out of bounds just shy of the 40-yard line.
You know, something Wash has made an adjustment here at halftime is they've got 3 down linemen and a stand-up defensive end, and then they're really playing 3 linebackers and 5 guys, and they're bringing blitzing from defensive ends and from linebackers, trying to keep Stiers on the run here. And the key is going to be some underneath routes off those blitzes.
23 yards on the completion. Stiers on a quarterback draw, is hitting the backfield, tries to work it around the far side. Stutter steps, still running the wrong way. A flag being thrown. 3 or 4 of them in the backfield will have holding, as that play just never really materialized.
Yeah, and that'll go from spot of foul there, so it's going to be about a 2nd and 20 yards.
Legal block is the call, as Coach Dan Sabers absolutely beside himself on the City High sideline.
Trap, but the screen plays really useless at this point because you haven't done enough down the field to really make those guys get the depth that you need to be effective with the screenplay. You know, they're dragging Sabers. He's open, like Jason talked about. They've adjusted their defense and getting in Steyer's face.
1st and 24 as the ball back on the City High side of midfield, their own 44. Steyer's out of the shotgun. They're coming with a corner blitz again. He picks it up, rolls out, tries to step up in the pocket, but not much doing as he's dropped inside the 40 down to the 38, a loss of about 6 on the play.
Well, they did the same thing there, guys. They put 3 down linemen, and then what they did is they backed off the line.
30.
It is.
Steyer's up behind center. The handoff goes to Barnes, right side, the 45 out cross midfield and into Wash territory at about the 48. That's still going to bring up 3rd down and roughly about 17.
Puts them in a situation where at least they can, got a couple different plays that they don't have to throw a bomb. You know, you can drag a tight end here at about 10 yards and see if you can turn up the field. Granko's coming back again. I'm not sure if they're going to go with a 4-receiver set here, if he can turn up the field.
3rd and 16 after the 14-yard gain by Joel Barnes. Trips to the near side here. A crucial play for City High at the 6:14 mark in the 3rd quarter. They fire out to Swaney. A little bit behind him as he crosses the 45, spins off another man inside the 40, down to the 38, and very nearly back to the original line of scrimmage. This will bring up 4th and about 10. And really, if you're City High, gentlemen, do you have a choice? Do you have to go for it at this point in time?
I think you do go for it. I think you've made some decent plays to get from 2nd and 30-something to 4th and 7. I think, punting right here, isn't going to be a huge benefit. This would, even if they turn it over, it's going to be the worst field position Wash has had all game. So I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a shot here.
4th and we'll call it 8. Trips to the far side. Lone back is Barnes, probably for protection. Steyer's will drop back. It looks like they're stunning on the inside as Steyer steps up, fires down the midfield. He's had a man, but he overthrows him. Swaney was open. It didn't look like the greatest pass, but again, just overthrew him by about 5 yards.
That's a case of a
Coach on the Wash sidelines very upset. Should never let him get behind you there.
Instead, the Warriors take over on their own 39, 1st and 10, 5:23 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. City showing blitz. We've got a flag down as Seuss drops back to pass, fires, and is it complete?
Yeah.
Overthrew his intended receiver. Arrington with a great adjustment comes back up the far sideline and makes the catch for about a 9-yard gain. But this one may be coming back.
It is coming back. I think that illegal procedure there.
Illegal shift against Washington.
Illegal shift to the call. John Raffensperger will disagree with you there slightly.
Shift procedure. It's a penalty for about 5 yards. Either way.
You just don't like
Back 'em up
mincing.
either way.
Yeah,
We weren't a
4. Clock continues to run as we hit the 5-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. 24-7, Cedar Rapids, Washington the lead, and with the football. Collins the pitch left side, 35-40. Chucks one man, cuts it back against the grain, and finally dropped at the 33. Looks like Alex Fisher there to wrap him up for City High.
And I think you're going to see Wash go into this kid right here. They're up 17 points with, 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. They're going to try and pound out the running game and burn up this clock and, not give City any big plays or turnovers to try and crawl back into this.
Pickup of 9 makes it 2nd and 7. The ball sits on the Wash 43, and pretty much every defensive series, a crucial series for City High here. You cannot afford to allow a score, and really with the clock starting to tick down now, you need 3 and out. Back split behind Seuss. Looks like a counter to Collins. He'll cut it back with nothing going on the left side. Barnes is there to drag him down out around the 46-yard line. Alex Fisher also steps up to help finish him off, and this will bring up 3rd down and fairly long for the Warriors.
Yeah, it didn't look like much was going on, but Washer's offensive line is getting such a good push. There's still about a 3-yard gain. He said 3-yard gain. Put the ball in the air to try and get a first down. Their offensive line's been playing well enough to get 3 yards.
3rd and 7 from the Wash 46. Crucial 3rd down here for both teams, but in particular City High. 2-step drop. They fire out to Arrington on the far sideline, and he does not get much. Maybe about 2 or 3 yards, and a good job. It looked like City anticipating number 6 would be the man to get the football.
Caleb Recker did a really nice job closing on that play, and that's a play they ran down here on the goal line for a touchdown. And Mike caught it there. They made an adjustment and put Caleb out there, a little bit more size, maybe a little bit more speed. But, I don't know what you've got for total yards there.
And they look like they will go for it here on 4th and a long one from the 49. If you're City, you've got to be careful not to jump here. Seuss will hand off to Collins. Hit once behind the line of scrimmage. It doesn't look like he got it from here. We'll wait and see where his spot is, but it looks like a good surge by City High. Keeps the chains from moving, and City High does not appear to think that Wash picked it up. We'll wait and see. It all depends on the spot, and we will have an official measurement.
I don't know, Mike. That surprises me that they went for it there. I'm surprised they didn't punt that away.
To me, that they don't get it, which it doesn't look like they have, although they got a fairly favorable spot.
Got a pretty good spot.
Oh, it looks like they're going to get it.
Boy. Nope, City High's defense, just by their reaction, trotting off the field, they held.
Excellent.
No gain on the play.
That's about a 40-yard play right there in Wash's minus column, because that's a play where if it's a tie ball game, you go for it.
But I've got 123 total yards of offense this evening for Wash.
And that's City High's beating themselves more here so far this game than Wash has beaten them.
1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Stiers drops back, gets some pressure, fires across the middle, complete. He's got the receiver at the 30, the 25, and out of bounds past the 24. Number 84, Phil George, a white uniform on the field. Nice job of picking up some big yardage after the catch.
It's nice to see him come in here. He's obviously not a guy that gets a whole
play, as we're now under 3 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. City trailing by 17, 24-7, looking to pick up their second score as Barnes on a quick trap off the right side, works his way inside the 15 down to the 14.
That's not a bad call there. You keep Wash honest here. They've been throwing the ball down the
long 3. Actually, go ahead and give him 4 officially. It's 2nd down and 6 from the 13-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Wash showing blitz. Stiers, is he checking off here? Play action, rolling out near side, getting pressure from behind. He'll tuck it away as he's getting pressure from the front, and he's dropped back at the 20-yard line. Number 87, Andy Cipher. The outside linebacker came up and grabbed him by the collar and brought him down.
Yeah, that's not a bad play on his part, just to eat that one. The tight he had up and having a turnover, he ate that one. It's 3rd and 13 now, but they're definitely in 2-down territory.
Loss of 7 on the play. Stiers brings him up to the line, trips to the far side. He'll drop back, getting some weak side pressure. Pocket breaks down. He'll scramble out to the far side. Still looking downfield. He'll try and turn the corner and could not outrun number 74, Nathan Schultz, the defensive tackle. Hesitated for just a second. Rests at the Washington 22.
4th and 15 from the 22.
City can pick up the first down without the touchdown, but they need a huge chunk here. As Stiers drops back, sets, fires across the middle into double coverage. The ball is tipped and knocked away.
Well, Wash had about 5 defensive backs in there and had some deep coverage, and that's a tough play to convert when you're on a 4th and 5.
Rushing his throws the last couple
he
snaps.
He had the time, but, he picked a guy that, that makes a lot of those catches for him. So, he put it up to a guy he thought could come down with it.
1st and 10 from their own 23. Collins working the right side. Saw a crack for a second, and now a little extracurricular activity. Some pushing and shoving going on as the frustration apparently setting in. 4-7 lead. Washington with it.
And they're going to let this clock run out here. There's no reason for them to snap the ball. Go into the 4th quarter with a pretty good lead. Put the ball in Paul Collins' hands and let him.
Like we said, 4 weeks ago, they were the team to beat. And were they ranked number 1 or number 2 in the state for a while?
They were ranked 2, I believe, when City High met them and just throttled them.
Right.
And, boy, I tell you what, I know they have had a little bit of disciplinary problems up there with a couple players, but still. First play of the 4th quarter. Seuss drops back, fires downfield about 15 yards. Actually had Adrian Arrington open on the far sideline and just overshot.
City has more yards and does a really nice job at turnovers and a couple big plays, and they'll lose this ball game. So, they need to climb back in and get a big stop here in
3rd and 7 from their own 26. Seuss drops back, has time. Recker going up with Arrington. The ball knocked away. Arrington really didn't do a whole lot to fight for that. It looked like he had it, and Recker just reached up and punched it out of his hands.
Yeah, I think Arrington thought that he was more open than he was, and Rucker's closing speed allowed him to get there, get a hand on the ball before Arrington was able to tuck it away. Good play on him. I think the coach has done a good job in putting Rucker on him as a pretty good matchup.
It's been a game of big plays so far, with most of them going the way of Cedar Rapids, Washington. On this punt return here, City could use one themselves as Hertzberger gets a low line drive kick away. It bounces, fielded by Recker at the 40, and really not much more as he's dropped at the 43.
Recker on the return.
Well, still good field position for the Little Hawks, but really, you've got to score virtually every time you touch the football now, don't you, Jason?
Yeah, they need to get a quick strike.
Well, we'll call it the 45, so apparently Recker's forward momentum stopped a little bit sooner than I thought. Stiers barking out the signals, fires out. Recker pretty much on a wide receiver, not quite a screen, as he works his way across the 50-yard line, just trying to get the ball into their playmakers' hands, assuming those slot men are going to set up their blocks well and give him a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, that's just like running a screen with a tailback at this point. You know, you really got to attack them downfield, get them on their heels. Now's the time where, you know, they're playing somewhat of a prevent defense. You got to run at them, and they need to get points on the board.
Gain of 6 on the play. Record did get out of bounds at 2nd and 4 from the Wash 49. Stiers up underneath center as he'll drop straight back. Here comes the pressure again. He'll roll to the near side, sets, fires back across the middle. It is picked off again. Collins with it at the 40. The 45 still on his feet, trying to work the far side. Now cuts it back against the grain in midfield. Dodges another man, dodges a third, dodges a fourth, and look out. He could be gone. The 30, the 25, he is. He'll go all the way home. Touchdown Wash.
I'll tell you what, the problem with that interception is you threw it to the best ball carrier on the field.
Yeah.
And, you know, they put it in Collins' hands, and he made about 15 guys miss right there, I think, and stayed on his feet. Again, I think he had Stiers was looking to get Sweeney down the middle of the field, and Sweeney got down to the safeties and stopped running.
And he's just, you know, there's a kid just senior, knows the ball game's on the line here. He's trying to make plays.
Sure. Yeah, there's no question. He's the guy that's made plays for him all year when they've needed him, and he's going to come right back out on the field. And you know, he's veteran enough to know that you know, he can't get that one back. He's going to. Jason said Wash is bringing some more stand-up guys off the corners, and what they're doing is trying to contain him because they know he likes to get outside the pocket. I think if he stays inside the pocket and looks downfield, he's going to have enough time to get the ball down to his playmakers.
First true kick of the evening, and it's fumbled by Recker as he finally picks it up out past the 25, still on his feet. Spins off another man, but not much going on there as the whistle sound, and it looks like his forward momentum will be brought down at the 26.
Like you said, Brett, it's gut check time, so we'll see if they can come out, and they may very well not be able to put enough points on the board to win, but you know, they've got to put some points on the board here, and they've got to yards on the field. It's just been turnovers have killed the Little Hawks.
Yeah, they need 4 scores with 10:59 left to go in this ball game. They're going to have to use the big play on more than once. As pressure coming, the screen pass it's complete, and that's to a lineman, and that's going to be an illegal receiver.
That ball was tipped.
Was it
first,
tipped though by?
So that should be a legal catch.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to call there. I don't think the
this
play
up.
was designed to Drew Gilstrap, but made a great play and turned the ball upfield. I think he realized that it was tipped. And that's
what the call is going to be. The man on the white cap saying it was tipped. Now, wait a minute. Now we've got another official coming in to give his 2 cents worth. Well, most everybody was in agreement. And one official apparently disagrees, and he's making a strong case in that huddle.
Well, I wonder if the line official had an illegal man downfield. And that might be what they're discussing now. He can catch that ball after it's tipped, but not if he was downfield too far, and that's what I think what they're talking about.
Yeah, the ball was tipped. That's the signal. And they're going to wave off the flag. All right, nice job by the men in stripes. Get together to so give them 8 yards on the reception. And up in the corner, I'll put number 66 with it. As this play going left side, Stiers just running for his life, and he really has nowhere to go.
God, he's a gutsy kid. I tell you what, he's just giving it all he's got out there. And, you know, he's having a bad night throwing the ball, but you know, there's nobody playing harder out there.
Even there,
He has been a pretty good night passing, 171 yards. But
well, you know, in the Wash has done a nice job on those picks by getting pressure on Stiers, making him throw off his back foot tonight.
First and 10 from their own 37. Clock continues to run as we approach the 10-minute mark. Dropping back, Steyer's getting weak side pressure. He's got to get rid of it. Fires up, and this one off the fingertips of it looks like Joel Barnes out at the 45-yard line. That will stop the clock with 10:04 left to go. Again, City needing 4 scores. They trail 31-7.
You know, a guy that's had a pretty good been in Steyer's face. He's affected a lot of plays, and you know, when the coaches sit down and look at the film, he's going to get a good pat on the back because he's done his job tonight.
Twins to the near side. You can't get 4 until you get the first one. Right now, City struggling to move the football. The Steyer's dropping back. Fires out and off the fingertips again. This looks like Pat Barry out at the 45-yard line. The ball just a little high. Another incompletion.
You know, in the second quarter and early in the third, they don't need to get it all at once, and I think they need to look back to that tight end. Sabers coming underneath and trying to hit him and get him upfield.
Wide to the near side. It looks like Grove and Recker. On a sprint out, Recker looking downfield, fires, and a great catch. Pardon me, Steyer's to Recker across midfield and pushed out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line.
That was pretty. He tiptoed the sidelines there. And, you know, Wash brought another corner blitz. I tell you what, they're throwing everything they've got. And Curtis Steyers is running for his life back there, makes a nice throw on the run. And
out of bounds, also another silver lining there, stopping the clock. 9:51 left to go. Trips to the far side. Looks like, I believe it's Barnes being kept back to block. He has plenty of time. Steyers will fire up deep downfield. He's got Barry open off his fingertips at the 15.
You know, he put air under that ball and allowed Barry to run under it. He just couldn't decide which way that ball was going to come to him. Not much wind, not any wind, as a matter of fact. Just had trouble adjusting to the ball as he's running.
I don't have a statistician. I could give you a pen there, Dumont. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. We tried that before.
I don't.
Doesn't work well with numbers. Wait a minute.
Second and 10 as another corner blitz. Steyer sidesteps his man, sets up, fires down the near sideline, out of bounds as he was going for Collins Swaney.
That was number 30 again, in Steyer's face, outside linebacker. That guy's been in his face all night. They have brought a quarter adjustments as you go up the level in football. They'll just flat out walk a guy out over him and tell him to block him and not worry about formations as much.
5 receivers
Bubble
as they
screen.
come. Here's the bubble screen again. Recker complete. The 40, the 35, the 30, still on his feet and brought down at the 26-yard line.
Saw that setting up from about a mile away, but they run that play so well. Their offensive line gets down the field, gets a hat on every.
They'll work it up. This is a tired-looking group, though. And again, 5 receivers in this set, and here they come again. Pressure, Steyer slips, fires one up, it is complete. It looks like Grenko inside the 20, still on his feet, and now dives out of bounds.
So, Caleb Rucker got a great block on number 30. Finally, someone got an answer for number 30, Carl Protich, I believe, but Grenko, was it Grenko that made that play? Was that who it was?
Yeah, and heck, I think
Yeah, well, down 24, at this point in time, you just simply have to go for it. You can't be too cautious. And it paid off. 7 on the play, 2nd and 3 from the 20. Dropping back, fires across the middle. Oh, and he overthrew him. It's picked off again.
You know what? He had Colin Sweeney just sitting in the middle of the field. And I don't know if that's as much a case as a bad throw or just not adjusting to the throw on the receiver's
number
part.
32, Maurice Cantel, hit him, a junior linebacker. Wash is continuing to blitz those linebackers, and he hit him right as he threw that ball. And, you know, unfortunately for Steyer's, 3 touchdowns, and so there's nothing slowing down those linebackers right now.
1st and 10, and Wash will take it from their own 8 with 8:51 left to go. They'll just run it out up the gut, and I believe this is the up back. That's Gavin McGrath working the right side out close to the 10.
Yeah, that's too bad. You know, once again, City put a pretty decent lead with only 8.5 minutes left on the clock.
Brad Templin makes the stop, a short gain of 2 for the Wash fullback. It brings up 2nd down and 8. The ball sitting at the Warrior 10. Split backs behind Seuss. 2-step drop, looking for Arrington. Fires out, almost comes up with a nifty one-handed catch. And a pump fake, and I'm not so sure if Seuss was looking at the go there. But Arrington just kind of stopped and didn't take back off. And
didn't realize what Seuss was trying to get on that little hitch and go.
Jack Ogden lining up wide to the near side along with Arrington on 3rd and 8 from their own 10. Handoff to Collins, right side. Squirts his way out to the 12. He'll be shy of the first down by plenty. And the Warriors will have to punt the football away now with under 8 minutes left to go in the game.
No ability to run the ball at this point. They got to put the ball in the air. How do you handle that?
But, I think they continue to do what they're doing. Widen those ends out, keep number 30 wide and bring him, and keep sending those blitzing linebackers and make Stiers throw off his back foot.
Recker will field the punt at the 40, and great coverage as he's dropped at the 45-yard line. And Wash feeling it right now. They're playing like a top 5 ranked team.
And there too, and when they do that, it kind of leaves your receiver there hanging out to dry.
1st and 10 from the Wash 41. 7:26 left to go in this one. Again, a 31-7 lead for Wash as Worth gets the call straight up the gut, works his way out to the 35, a gain of about 6.
Well, one thing City can try and do here is build some momentum, and that's going to be a big game next week. 5-4 sounds a heck of a lot better than 4-5,
without a doubt.
And that's what they've got to play for, is a winning record, and send the seniors out on a winning note, and it can start tonight with a few positive drives.
Now to the shotgun, we have a backup quarterback
Ryan
now
Kennedy
in
the game.
Kennedy, 6'5", 190 pounds, and a junior. As he fires to Swaney out in the flat on the far side, it falls incomplete. And my guess is
his offensive line, but Wash just defensively had the answer and bringing pressure on him all night long. 3rd
down and 4, and flags flying as it looks like maybe somebody moving just a little too soon.
Did West play Wash this year already?
No, they did not.
They did not play this year?
They're not on the schedule.
Unless they both get to the playoffs.
Okay. I'm trying to think of who West has next weekend, and I'll tell you.
Maybe a move you make when the game's still in reach, but at this point, game's not in reach. I don't know if you necessarily do that to a kid's confidence.
On and offside, it's 1st and 10 from the 30, and Kennedy on a nice pattern right across the middle hits Grenko for a pretty decent gain of about 8 yards.
I don't know if you do this, giving Kennedy just give a
game next week, and you want to win that ball game, and looks like he's limping around down there. He's got pretty beat up tonight.
West is I believe hosting Cedar Rapids Jefferson next week. Kennedy, 2-step drop, fires, hits just as he lets the ball go. It's complete near side, and I believe that's number 10, a new man, Jason Heeman.
This Kennedy's got a nice arm.
He does. It was a great play by Colin Sweeney. They finally recognized that corner blitz by Paul Collins. Come be looking at a different situation at this point.
Gain of 11 on the play, make it 1st and 10 from the Cedar Rapids Washington 11. Under 6 minutes left to go in the contest. Out of the shotgun, Kennedy dropping back, looking. He's got a man across the middle. Now fires off his back foot, and it is picked off again. Is that Collins? Trying to get a number.
No, it's not. It's 32.
That's Maurice Chantrell. 32 rather than 23.
Is that 6 or 7 turnovers tonight?
Adam Collins on the tackle for City High.
7, I believe.
Yeah, and he threw that off his back foot, and that's a young quarterback mistake. He had time probably to step into that and get some more zip on it, but boy, when it goes bad, it's really going bad.
Those are points that you just can't recover from not getting points on the board there.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. 5.5 left to go. 31-7. Some new white jerseys in for Cedar Rapids, Washington, getting the call right side, trying to get a number on a young man.
Paul Collins
it is
again,
Paul Collins again as a new quarterback in, number 11.
Tony Shutt on the tackle.
I believe, no, actually that is Tony Shutt. Boy, I tell you what, I thought I saw, he's not nearly dirty enough if you're City High.
And, they've done a really nice job of containing Stiers tonight, and, that could carry him a long ways into the playoffs.
7 yards on the rush. Makes it 2nd and 3 from the 15. Collins will work the left side, keeping those legs pumping out across the 15 to the 16. About 1 on the play, but with it, actually on that last carry, he went over, with this one I should say, let's get it straight, goes over the century mark. 21 carries, 101 yards, a little over a 5-yard per carry average.
He's what's allowed them to chew up the clock here and go away without much contest.
3rd and 2 from the 16 as we hit the 4-minute mark. Seuss dropping back, looking downfield, fires across the middle, overthrows his intended man. That's Cipher, the tight end, and I'm not sure who had the best chance in the secondary for City High, but there were about 4 jerseys, all with around 5 yards of it, but it falls harmlessly in between all of them.
Yeah, you know, if we could give Collins a rushing yard on that 60-yard interception for a touchdown, he'd be well over the 100-yard mark. But he's played hard all night, and like a good back in conditions like this, got his jersey nice and dirty, and he's got to go away feeling pretty good.
Hertzberger with a low kick, fielded around his knees. I believe that's Pat Barry, number 14, as he brings it out to the 40-yard line. And again, short yardage situation, or short field, I should say, for City High. They've just
and that's where their interceptions are coming from, allowing guys to fill back in the zone after they send a corner.
1st and 10 from the 39 from the shotgun again. Kennedy will send his team in motion, dropping back. Plenty of pressure. Fires a bullet down the far side, picked off again. Arrington hauls it in at the 8-yard line.
You know, that's pretty much deciding what you're going to do with the ball. You know, he pump faked to one side, turned to the other, and knew he pretty much was going to throw that deep ball. Really didn't have any reason to throw it into that deep coverage, especially with Arrington being the guy back there. But, you know, he's young and he's trying to get the ball up in the air and try and make something happen. Once again, Wash has got the ball on the 8-yard line. You know, how many times have they taken possession inside their own coverage?
Yeah, and right now throwing the ball 40 yards downfield is going to be a little bit tough because they've got 3 defensive backs just sitting back there. It's like playing catch back there for some of those defensive backs. So this is going to be a tough one for Coach Dan Sabers and the Little Hawks. You know, they're going to look at this game, and I think it's more City High has just, shot themselves in the foot several times down here in the red zone versus Wash hasn't taken this ball 80 yards and scored a touchdown yet tonight.
Collins gets the pitch far side after gaining 3 on the first snap of the football. He'll dance his way out to the 15.
Collins, the ball carrier.
That'll be good for about another 5. And again, he just quietly continues to add on.
And either get it or not get it, but again, continue to chew time off this clock.
3rd and 4 from their own 14. Seuss brings them up to the line of scrimmage. Dropping back on play action, has plenty of time. The pocket now breaks down, fires across the middle as big number 89, Michael Sabers, was in his face. And a nice sportsmanlike move to help him up. It's an incomplete pass. And yet again, Wash will have to punt. It's almost like
really, they've just been able to get turnovers and capitalize on them, and that's the mark of a good team.
Hertzberger with a beauty, a high punt, and Recker not calling for a fair catch, and he is drilled right as he hauls it in.
Now, if that was in the Big Ten, they'd call a halo rule.
Yes, they would. Terry Gant nailed to break a 17-year drought and go. This is the 9th offensive series of the second half for City High as they'll take it at the Cedar Rapids, Washington 49. Handoff to Barnes. Boy, I tell you what.
No,
actually, I bid on the fake. Take it back.
Brad Kempnick.
Yep. Kempnick, number 46.
City High is just rolling guys in and out now, giving them a chance to get on the field. These are guys, underclassmen, that they're going to rely on next year to be starters, and they're trying to get them in and get them used to game condition and seeing if they can make some plays.
Jason Heeman lining up wide to the near side. Recker wide to the far side. Strong side to the right as Kennedy behind center. 2-step drop. Looks right. Fires left. Tipped and intercepted.
This might be gone.
Off to the races
Arrington.
is Aaron.
Pass is intercepted by Arrington.
And again, applauding himself as he's pushed out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
You said that was the 9th possession in the second half with 0 points out there, and I think it surprised his receiver, bounced off his hands, and Arrington was just, Johnny.
It seems like every bounce, Wash got 3 of those tonight. Every bounce is going Wash's way on those picks. What are the odds that 3 of those go flying in there right into somebody's hands?
8th interception of the evening for Cedar Rapids, Washington, and now some clean jerseys checking in for head coach Paul James and
I
company.
think he's giving Paul Collins the pass for the rest of the, I guess only a minute left now, but, he's what carried their offense for him, and good to see a guy come out of here with a good game.
Split backs, and I'm trying to get a number. I believe we've got a new quarterback. I cannot tell from here.
10.
We do. Number 10 as the pitch goes to a reserve back. And as soon as he gets up off the turf, we'll let you know who it is.
Well, Blaine Stevenson's quarterbacking now for Wash.
And Terry Gant just had the his number called as he works his way around left end on a pitch.
Yeah, the coach
is Stevenson will bring him up to the line. Twins to the far side. Can't imagine they'll be used. Brandon Jackson as the slot man. Stevenson, the pitch to Gant, right side. Oh, and just leveled
Gant, the ball carrier.
right into his gut. I believe that's Greg Altmaier, number 32.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, the fullback ran right by that guy. He's a clean jersey and, you know, just maybe not used to the game situation. He ran by the end, and, you know, as a back, when you see somebody coming, you kind of account for him as being blocked, and when he doesn't get blocked, he hits you in the mouth just like that.
That will be the final play of this ball game, and with it, Cedar Rapids, Washington ends a 17-year winless drought against Iowa City High in fairly convincing fashion tonight. Final score 31-7. They go 8-0 on the season. They drop City High to 4-4, and with it, eliminate their playoff chances. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout, a 2-minute break. We're back with your postgame. You're listening to Information Plus, AM 800 KXIC.
Slager Appliances knows the importance of teamwork. That's why Slager and GE have teamed up to bring Eastern Iowa the very best in appliance service. Whether it's GE or